Thank you. Tonight's agenda states that there's on item 25/6026 PPES committee regarding Strawberry Fields, a piece of land behind St Mark's Church, that the people, the management company have asked if the parish will actually buy it from them for a token amount. Can I say as a public recommendation and speaking to various people that our recommendation from the public is that we suggest you don't purchase it, even if it's a token gesture of £1. Effectively, the resident association wants to sell the land to avoid maintaining it. This would mean grass cutting and maintenance would then be done by the wonderfully newly formed council grass cutting team. The council should not take on this land, and it should be the residents who manage it. After all, they bought the property and knew that it was there to be managed. Previously, when it was requested for the use of the land for a street party, the local management company declined it, so St Mark's couldn't have their actual street party on it. So they're not really acting on behalf of the community as such. So I urge the council not to take it on, because I believe that other people have been asked if they will take it and it's been refused. I think the church was offered it for about £1 or something or other. So maybe the district council, so other people have already been offered it and declined it. They're trying to offload it, and I think it would save the council a lot of money by not taking it on board.
Can I come in on that? Because I've got some knowledge of that. Very briefly, there's also a sewage works on that land that collapsed a number of years ago, and it cost a fortune to replace or build up. Councillor Worth will remember that. And I don't know how much it costs if and when it's emptied. And that would fall on the parish council as well.
Lovely, thank you, sir.
Can I carry on with 5 minutes very briefly? You also have another item to resolve the terms of reference from the Finance and Admin Committee Chair, and you go on there with the changes to say that the new committee member will be a new councillor appointed at the next appropriate meeting. You change that from full council to the committee meeting. So is the actual committee going to be taking on board the third councillor, and how they're going to do the chair? I just think that needs to be looked at before you vote on it. That's just from reading through. The agenda item 25/6025, open space is item 7, to resolve to agree the tree work regarding the mast at Hobbit United Football Club. Is there a cost attached to this? If so, shouldn't the beneficiary of the income from the mast pay for the maintenance, that being Hobbit United? Question 2 on the same subject. Is there also a management agreement in place with Carter's Park Charity to allow the council to make decisions like this? I noticed there was a meeting made, but there's been no actual minutes of that meeting, and it was to resolve to do the management, but one hadn't been made on subsequent agendas or on minutes that I've read. On the notes of agendas being read, that there was a events and PR committee held at Cumbro Chambers on the 11th of June, where this has been reacted there. But on that actual agenda, there is no mention of signing for the meeting that took place on the 3rd of June for the draft minutes. The minutes of the 8th of April 2025 are there to be authorised to be signed, but no mention of the 3rd of June. As this is potentially contentious, what was actually contained within those draft minutes, I would suggest that that should be recorded and made sure it is actually approved at that meeting or otherwise. I'd also like to say at Fleet Hargate on Sunday 8th of June, there was a gathering of Holbeach Council members. The Vice Chair, Jen, another, probably her husband, Sophie and Becky Bothwell. I went across to say hello to you, courtesy, and I heard a remark about terms of reference being mentioned. I don't know what it's all about. All I can say is that members of the public, that could have gone on, and I walked away, so I didn't hear any more, so I can't pass further comment, except to say that perhaps council matters, if they are being discussed in the open, would be better off at appropriate venues. I've also sent in today a freedom of request information, which Beth, you've got, have you got? Right, so I'll give you a copy of it.
Could we just get a list of your questions, queries, and we will then come back to you and we will answer those in due course.
Lovely, thank you very much.
Not at all. Thank you very much indeed. Item 9, PPS committee. The chair has asked me to defer that because they are having a meeting this week and they wish to have that deferred. All right, sorry, it's on the 19th, not, no, only it goes into another. So do we need
Can I just make a comment? We don't have a chair at the moment, but because we haven't had a meeting.
No, we haven't had a meeting too.
We did have one, and unfortunately 3 members couldn't make it, so it was not quorate. We did ask, and that we could have had a meeting actually, but the clerk decided that she'd stick the whole agenda on the full council. We've got one next Thursday, so if everybody's happy, could we defer? Or apart from number 2.
Oh, yes, probably. Where is it? No, it's there. Which is to resolve to agree to elect members to the committee.
I'd nominate Jenny. She's sort of good at everything, isn't she?
I'll second that. That's you sorted.
Excuse me,
Right. John?
I'm on that committee, aren't I?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah? Yeah, you're not going anywhere.
Yeah, sure.
Because you haven't had a meeting yet.
No,
No, so
I'm not clear.
hang on till you've had a meeting. So, when's this meeting?
Week 19.
19. So, can we agree the deference of everything else on there? Please. Okay, can we have that for Jenny's election onto that? So, sorry, sorry, my apologies for that. And can we agree to defer the rest of that